I'll bet that colt will be eating grain by the time you get him home.
Hey, bud. Now, are they geldings or studs?
Gelding.
Geldings, okay.
Gelding Walmart.
Here we go.
That's what I want.
Got ourselves a Mustang, Tony.
Hit number 5 will be Tony Brunetti from Broomfield, Colorado.
I'll let you take it back.
He's riding Brooklyn.
This is gonna be
Brooklyn's
the-
a 3-row chestnut
Is it?
in the White Mountain herd management area in Wyoming. Tony was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. He began his career training horses for the New York City Police Department and then moved on to training racehorses in Florida before moving to Colorado. Tony has always had a great love and respect for horses, and you will be able to see that this evening here.
Bruce, I think this horse show is just getting better and better. I mean, look at the props we've got.
Can't see nothing yet.
What a pit crew we've got too, complete with balloons.
Each one of our competitors have a lot of time to set up their props. Of course, not everyone has to use props, but you're welcome to use them, and this is what you'll be seeing here this evening.
You know, Tony, I guess we could have got a pickup and trailer to bring all this in.
Our contestants today are competing for $10,000 in prize money. First place will win $3,500, $3,000 for second, $2,500 for third. Great prize money, some beautiful animals. Of course, once again, what you see, they've been able to accomplish in 90 days.
A little bit about Tony's horse, Brooklyn. Brooklyn comes again from the White Mountain herd management area of Wyoming near Rock Springs. And Brooklyn is a 3-year-old gelding, and that herd area boasts a population of 250 to 350 wild horses just outside of Rock Springs, Wyoming.
My name's Tony Brunetti. My daughter-in-law and my son John, we train horses for a living. It's called Brunetti and Son. And my daughter-in-law thought it would be a good idea if we went and tried to save one of these Mustangs. So it's going to be called Mustangs the first 100 days. I got this horse in Saturday. Today is Monday. He looks like he really wants to be a calm horse. And I want to instill that in him. Being he has that going for him, I want to keep it going. And at the end of 100 days, we'll see what we have, and I think that we can make a nice little horse out of this for somebody to be safe, and we save the horse at the same time. So I'm going to work with him here a little bit. I know nothing about him. I think that we'll figure out what kind of horse he is and where we can help him and get some understanding, and we'll get with it. Just gonna get him to move around the pen a little bit and let him know what forward means. Good boy. Good boy. We're not going to try to attempt to grab him. We just want him to learn to come to us and just to get settled and get an idea what I'm asking him to do here. Just move around the pen a little bit. And every time this horse stops, I want him to face me. Eventually, I'm going to draw him to me, so when I walk, he's going to follow me. try to get him as comfortable as I can. I want to keep that quietness that he's been showing me from the day we picked him up, and try to just build on that. And so we're going to see if we can go over to him and just settle him down and snap a lead on him and go from there. We'll just see how he feels about being led. If I could just break his front end, I'll leave him be. Right there, I'll leave him be. I'm gonna axe again. I'm gonna see if I get that foot to step over so he learns to follow that nose. There you go. He broke in that backhand. That was real good. This horse wants to back away from you, and really, that's really a helping to me. The more he backs, the better I like it. I wouldn't want him if he went forward, because then there's nothing to grab onto but butt. But as long as I can work his front end here, I have some kind of control. So I'm going to make him step over this way again and see if we'll break that back end. Let him step around. Very good. I'm just going to relax and try to reward him for that. I'm going to let him leave again. I'm going to break the front end and see if he'll give in the back end. Get the front end to step over. Get that front end to try to just step over. Very good. Get that front end to step over again. Good. We'll leave him be right there. Gonna come back to him. And as I start petting him, he's allowing me to touch his face, and he's getting real comfortable. Eventually, I'm going to start petting him with the lead rope so he gets used to that rope going along his face, and it doesn't mean anything to him. As you notice, when I started out, there was already a halter on this horse. When we went to pick him up, they had him in a squeeze chute, and that's when they put the halter on him. So it made my job a little easier, but I'm sure with a little time we would have got the halter on him. So right there, that's pretty good. Leave him be. See if I can just take him up here and see. Every time we move him around, we're going to ask for a little more, and a little more, where he figures out that I can control him with this. Right now, he has no idea. I'm going to make that back end step around. Good. Come back. Get him comfortable. Get him closer to him. And right there, I'm going to ask that back end to step around. There. Go right back to what I was doing. Now we'll let him go around again. Only this time feeling the lead rope on him. And my lead rope is not longer than a round pen, so he can't pull me. I don't want to teach him to pull. I'm going to bump his nose every now and then to let him know I have him. Right there, that was good. We'll see if we can send him off the opposite way. Very good. Move that front end right around. Now if we can engage him. We can engage him. Still a little tough to the left here. He's not as free moving. Getting better at it. He thinks the left is good. I won't teach him to pull. I'll just let the slack out. I get that rope all over him. That's not going to hurt anything. I'll just use it to my advantage. take it off his face. That was a nice stuff. I'll go over and reward him for that. As you notice, I'm approaching him quicker and faster, and he's tolerating it more and more. He's starting to realize it's a good resting time for him. If he wants to back up here, we'll back up as far as he wants to back up till he finds a place to stop. When he finds a place to stop, I'm going to start going further on his body than just his face. Let him get used to my hands all over him, and they're not going to hurt him. I want him to be as most comfortable when I'm next to him. So, I'm getting a little better at it. I can move a little more. Maybe I can touch an ear here. Maybe rub an eye. And I kind of like what I got. So I'm going to leave him be right there. I'm going all the way back on his back to his flanks. And I'm just going to leave him be. I'm going to leave him with that comfort. Remember, I said I want to just try to instill all that quietness. See if I touch his muzzle a little bit. See how he feels about that. Now I'll take my lead here, and as I pet him, I'm going to use this lead so he gets used to that rope around his face. So I'm just going to sort of dummy it, let that just flap in front of his face a little bit where he sees that's not going to hurt him. Maybe put it up on him, let him touch him. And rub him with that lead in my hand. So when I need to put a halter off and on him, he's going to allow me to do it. Now I'll go back to this rope, throwing it on him and just shaking it at him. There you go. See if we get him to stand right there while I walk right up on him. And I'm getting closer and he's getting more comfortable. I'm petting him further down his neck and come up to his face a lot easier. We'll do that again. Anytime I see a hot spot, I need to correct it. So that was sort of what I would call a hot spot. He sort of just seen that and said, well, I don't know about that, so maybe I'll start here and then come back to here. Doesn't mean I have to reach and keep that fear. So I'm just going to let him settle. I'll go back again. I don't want to leave him on that note where he turned away from me right there. That's not the note I want. I'll try to encourage him to bring his face more to holding him. All I'm trying to do is make my idea his idea. So now I'm close enough to him where I can curl my rope and he's seeing a lot of movement here and he's dealing with it quite well. And I'll ask him for his face again to see if he can get to look at me right there, and I'll reward him for that. Oh. Now I'm going to see if I can touch his leg, just to step him up a step. He's getting real relaxed with me in here. He's starting to mouth, he's starting to really trust me. And I'm getting real comfortable with him. Just like all horses and like people, the more you get to work with them and the more you get to know them, you really get to enjoy them. So now it's time for me to start enjoying my horse. And if I can enjoy him, he'll enjoy me. When I peel him off the reel here, I still don't want to pull. I want to teach him to follow. So I'm always going to make turns that are sharp where he gets them feet moving, where I break his feet. Once he breaks them, I'll leave him be. Scratch his withers here a little bit, get him a little more comfortable. And that's a good job. Touch him up here on the pole. Every place you can touch him. Okay, I think we did enough, no?
Good.
And he wants to please you, and he's pretty smart. So we're going to take things in real small steps for him and instill that quietness he has and not change it. Sometimes I get young horses and I'll really snap that whip and I'll make them really jump, especially the nervous ones. I'll hit all their hot spots until they finally figure out it's real easy just to be comfortable and settled. He wants to be comfortable and settled. It's natural for him to do. So I'm going to just keep building on that. So I'm going to ask for his face. He doesn't know how to lead. I just can't walk off and lead him off. He doesn't know how to do that yet. So whatever little giving I see, if I take his face this way, and if he just gives it to me like that, I'm going to live with that. No sense going further until he learns to pull it away. Now we'll try this side, and he followed. So now, if he's starting to learn to follow his nose, I'm gonna do it again on this side, get him to bend a little more. Now maybe we'll get that back end to step over right there. And there was no pulling. I'm not teaching him that I'm gonna pull and he's gonna fight me. I'm just gonna come back around here. I'm gonna ask him to step that back end over and follow his nose. And hopefully, 2 or 3 times doing this, maybe I can take 1 or 2 steps forward where my horse releases himself without me pulling him. Maybe we could do that. We don't want that, so we'll just let him be. And right there, look what happened. The rope went by his legs. That's great. Look at this. That's great. So sometimes when we're training these horses, we may think that it's a negative. Turn every negative into a positive. Look at how I'm driving him here. Now I'm going to pull on his face, and he's got to follow. He's got to come back around to himself. There. So, no harm done. There. Look at that. We got 2 steps. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that. Come back, get him quiet again. Get him to trust me, try to go further down this leg. Come back up. Down this leg. Go right back to where he was comfortable. Down that leg. Put my hands all over this coat. Let him know that there's nothing to worry about. Come right over here. Rub that forelock a little bit. Back in the round pen here, so we played a little bit, and that was kind of good. I was kind of good to see the horse get out and just get out there and stretch his legs a little bit. So now we're going to come back to what we did. We're going to review. We're going to have him do all the things that we did, lead a little better, maybe trot a little better, maybe stop a little better, maybe back up a little better. Every day we want to make a little improvement. So and today I think would be day 3. I think he's ready to put a saddle on him. So we're going to let him look at the saddle and smell it and let him figure out on his own terms what's going on here, rather than me just walk up to him with it and maybe we'll come on the other side and let him look at it from a different angle. See if we can get him to step over here. So he's getting familiar with the saddle, the smell. I don't think they have material like this out in where he came from. So it's going to take a little getting used to what is that? Will it hurt me? Is it? And it doesn't hurt to have the sense of other horses on that. You can smell that, and that's make him a little more comfortable and try to figure out if he knows anybody. So we're going to trot him around again. We're going to start from where we left off last night and see what he remembered and what we can do. And then when we get his mind back on us, we'll work with him a little bit on that saddle. Something else. Again, he got real. I'm going to point, I'm going to click, see if he'll step off. Remember, we want to cross them front legs and then cross the back legs. I'm going to cross the back legs and I'm going to leave him be. So all I'm trying to do is show him when he moves, he doesn't have to run, he doesn't have to pull, he doesn't have to get afraid. So we're going to cross them front legs again and then move them back legs. Let's see if we can cross the front legs. He's a little undecided here which way to go. Yeah, he's stepping them over. He's really trying. Move the back end now the opposite way. I want to make it step over much more than that. There. And when I say move the back end, I really want him to break in back like he just did. Let's show you what I mean by breaking in back, right there. He broke in back. Okay, so now we'll send him off. We'll push a couple of buttons here, see what we got. Try to just make him a little, get whatever little hot spots, so when we put that saddle on, he's paying attention to us. He's moving real free today. I like that. I like that forward motion. I need that when I ride. So I'm going to make him stop here. I'm going to push him forward, forward, forward. I didn't slow him down before he stopped. Now I'm going to step him over to me and just make him relax. Wait for a side, wait for him to mouth. Just wait for him to tell me, well, that was pretty good. So we'll go back to, while we're waiting, we'll go back to little things. There's he's got in the mouth now. And I really didn't want to move him until he did that. I want him to understand. I don't want to make him do anything. I want to teach him and give him a direction, but I don't want to make him do it. So we're going to go back to see if we can get him to turn his head with just very little slack in the rein. See if I can bring his head this way. See if I can bring it back this way without any pulling. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe I go a little further. Just that's a little just bump there. Get his eye back on me. He's paying attention. Yeah, I'll live with that. Go back to that back end. I'm going to stop him and let him step across in the back end. More. So, can you see how that's going to help me when I'm riding him? If he tries to run off or think he needs to buck, I have control. So that's why it's so important. So last night we accomplished picking up his leg a little bit. We'll go back to that and review it and see if we can get him to understand and stand. So one thing I don't have on him that's starting to concern me that I need to get is his back. I need his back. He's not backing when I'm asking him. He's resisting. So I have to be where he learns when I step towards him. Yeah. And I don't want it to be a challenge. I want him to know the way out is that way. The way out is back. Looks like he'd make a good cutting horse. So if I don't establish that, and I keep asking him, and I keep running into dead weight, well, that tells me I need to do something about that. So now we'll go back to the back, and we'll try to be quiet and easy. We don't want him to know that it has to be, I'll just shake this. If he doesn't go, I'm going to put some pressure. That's all. That's all you got to do. Now we'll build on that. I'm going to let him settle, because I don't want him to think I'm asking him to do this. I'm just saying step back. Step back. Good. I'll build. Now I'll walk over and I'll praise him for that. So we'll send him off again. So now we know we got to work on our back. We'll go back to his leg. And before we put a saddle on him, I'll have that back where he just backs up freely. And that's what I'm looking for. So we'll bring him out here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him close to the rail. So I only have to control him from moving forward. He can't move over. And then I'll ask him for his leg. And I'll just eliminate one thing that I have to control and just let him know all I'm asking him is to give when I press. I'm going to hold it. If I grab hold of his toe, I can go wherever he goes. He can't get loose. He can't move his leg this way. He can only go this way. So if I hold his toe and he goes all the way out, I'll go with him. He goes all the way back, I'll go with him. Instead of losing. So now that I got him like this, I'm going to see if I can just get him to bend a little bit. Just to get flexible and say, hey, this ain't so bad. Instead of being stiff.